Hi bookish besties, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. You guys, it is officially 2025. It's been 2025, we know this, but this is my first video of 2025, literally filmed in 2025 for you guys in 2025 about 2025. So let's get into it. Let's start off with just my personal reading goals. First off, let me give you a number of the books that I would like to read by the end of this year. 12. I want to read at least 12 books this year. That'll give me a chance to spread it out, one book a month. And I would actually like to challenge myself a little bit further to read at least one book a month. Not just to say that I've read a book a month, although that's kind of cool as well, but to actually take time to sit down and do the things that I enjoy and not feel rushed or pressured or like I'm not being productive or anything like that, but also a quantifiable, easy goal so that I can just have that as kind of a motivation, justification in my head, because apparently nowadays we all need to justify having sit down hobby moments, I guess. I don't know. So 12 books is what I would like to get to. Another goal and challenge that I have for reading is to read series, because I don't do that typically. Like, I do standalones mostly. That was the majority of the books that I have read this year. Like, if you were to categorize between standalone and series, I didn't do a lot of series. I did a lot of standalones, and probably would have only had standalones had I not read Christmas at Rosie Hopkins' Sweet Shop and Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow. So I think those literally were the only two that were, to my knowledge, a part of a series. As a separate challenge for myself, specifically when it comes to series, I would love to read all of the Nevermore series and get into the Grishaverse. Not necessarily finish it, because I know me. It's gonna take me a while. The Nevermore series, I feel like I can actually finish and complete because it is akin to another world that I have loved and have read books voraciously for. And I think I even might have, no, I didn't. I didn't finish that series all in one year. I kind of just spread it out like I normally do, but I would love to finish that series. There's only 3 books and I've already read one, so the other 2 I could probably finish this year. I would love to get back into journaling again and do a reading journal. I actually have a reading journal that I'm going to show you guys at the very end with all of the things that I'm going to be using to track my reading and all of this, and keeping track of my goals as well. So I'll show you guys the actual journal that I'm hoping to use, but I would love to get into journaling again and just having a fun time with it, because I watch Sarah Caroline, I believe is her name, Destiny Sidwell, I think it's Maddie 901K, some other YouTubers, booktubers specifically, and their reading journals, and it looks so fun, like cutting out all of the pictures for the book covers and putting them in nice little squares with a cute little spread. It just looks so cute and so fun, and I used to journal more, and I would love to do that again. So that is another thing that I would love to do. Since I'm apparently into challenging myself now to just make it fun and give me more motivation to like actually complete it, I think a good challenge for me would be one of the months, whichever month it so happens to be, and that I feel so inclined, taking a picture of said spread, or not even spread, but just like taking a picture talking about the journaling aspect of things, and then maybe getting some more hype, some more excitement to do that, because now like I have accountability by actually putting out there to the public and having it on a platform. I don't know. And then that would also hype up the Instagram game a little bit more, because like I have pictures, okay? I do have pictures of books. I do have pictures just in general, but I never post on Instagram. Like, I don't know why. And it doesn't have to be such a thing for me, but it is because I make it that way. I don't know why, but yeah, I want to build up my Instagram presence and my presence on TikTok as well. And, you know, I was doing a little bit better towards the end of the year. Same with like the content game here and on my lifestyle channel. But like, I don't know what happens, man. Like, I start doing it and then I just get bored almost so quickly. And I don't know why. And I think it's maybe because my subconscious is trying to just protect me and be like, hey, don't run the risk of comparison trapping, not again. Because I did used to compare so hard. Like, I would start Instagram, TikTok. I used to have other channels which are now deleted, and now I like have restarted doing YouTube again. And I would just compare myself so hardcore to just everyone and everything, and it was so bad. It was so bad. And yeah, it was just really bad. So never want to go back there. So maybe my subconscious is like, don't do that. I guess, hey, that's another goal. Do a little bit more in the way of Bookstagram and actually, I don't know, post on Bookstagram. Like, I started for October for, I guess, Booktober, and yeah, 3 pictures and that was it. But hey, it was a start and we can pick it back up again. I was planning on doing more with it, but I kind of like, it wasn't even that I got bored even, because I love taking pictures of things that aren't me. I think that's why I don't do Instagram. Anywho, I love doing that type of thing. I just don't have the time. I don't have the resources, and I feel like I don't have the talent to take photos the way that other people do, which is again the comparison trapping thing. So maybe now we're starting to understand why I don't do that as much, but it shouldn't matter, and I should just post and just, you know, whatever. I mean, obviously not just like willy-nilly it. If I can actually take the time and like take a good photo, like take the good photo, obviously, but don't overanalyze, don't overthink, don't compare, don't be all this, that, and the third. Just posting it, I think that would be something that I should make a goal for myself. And maybe a challenge to myself is once a month, and this is like bare minimum, right? Once a month, take a picture of a book and post it and just let it exist through to the end of the year, and then you could decide if you want to archive them. Like, social media is so interesting. Like, you have to be, well, you don't have to, but you kind of have to. Like, people say, oh, you don't necessarily have to be aesthetic and pretty. Yeah, you kind of do, just because people get drawn to that. We all get drawn to that. It's not a crime. It's not a shade. It's not a whatever. It's not a bad thing. It's just fact. It's like, okay, if you have a prettier picture, you get more people that are going to view it and like it, and then potentially follow you. That's kind of the name of the game, right? So it's, I don't know, it's whatever. Anywho, it could lead to comparison trapping. I'm not even going to go into all the ways that it could potentially just mess with your psyche, because I think we all have experienced it at some point, right? Is that a fair assumption? Goals. Now to channel goals, or at least the channel goals that I want to tell you. 1, do more videos that I personally like and have been afraid to do. So for example, themed vlogs. I know I kind of started vlogging, but like themed vlogs where, and I take a lot of inspiration from Books and Lala just because I like her content, and I've always been like, oh, I really want to do this. Things like having 3 books that you read that are themed around a certain topic. Would love to do that, okay? Oh, and also Gavin from Gavin Reads It All, because he changed his channel name. I gotta remember that. It's, whew, I'm so used to saying Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, because I love How to Train Your Dragon. Speaking of the new movie, I think it's gonna be really good. I think I'm gonna love it, okay? My sister was telling me in the car on the way to the movie theaters, because I was watching Wicked for the second time and she was watching it for the first time. She was telling me, like, she was kind of mad about it because it looks so much like the animation, and I'm like, I get you, but also I kind of don't mind that because there are some variations within the newer movies of OG movies that I'm just like, ooh, no, don't do that. Going back to the drawing board, please and thank you. I did not mean to throw shade. Where was I going with that? Seriously, where was I going with that? Oh, themed reading vlogs. Okay, circle way back to the very beginning of this. I would love to do themed reading vlogs. I think it would just be so cool because I've seen other booktubers do it and I'm just like, oh, that looks fun. And that looks like something that I would want to do. And quite frankly, when I was doing the games for TBR Harvest and everything in Booktober, it was kind of like that. I mean, the theme was finishing out the games, but I think it gave me a sense of what themed reading vlogs would be like, and I kind of like it, not gonna lie, and so I really want to do those types of vlogs. Another type of video that I would like to do, and the logistics of this, I still am trying to figure out because I'm like, how would I feasibly do that with everything that's going on right now? So it would have to be later on in the year, but I have seen so many booktubers, if not every single one of them, most of them, do the ultimate bookish video, you know, where they go to a bookstore and then they have a book haul and then they do reading journals and then they do maybe some other stuff involving books. And I'm like, I want to do that. I just think that looks fun. I think dedicating a video to doing bookish things and just being able to film just a true bookish experience for people would be so cool and so fantastic. Logistically, that may be a little harder, but I would love to do that. So that's another thing that I would love to do. And a challenge to myself, because apparently now we're putting out goals and challenges to really just like be like, okay, you gotta at least try. Another channel goal is to post consistently, at least post one video a week. I would like to try a schedule of 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, more for the sake of just trying to determine, can I really do this with a full-time job, with 2 channels, and a potential for another thing that I will talk to you guys about? Or, I mean, I would say if you want all of the details, go to my lifestyle channel because shameless plug, but I'll tell you guys here. I would like to start a podcast. I've always wanted to do this. Now, granted, it's not going to be the bookish podcast where I'm going to like deep dive into books or talk about the bookish community. Would love to do that and still am planning on doing that. However, I have a feeling that is going to be later on because that is not just a passion project. That is my baby and I want to give the best to that when I get there. But I would also like to have the experience of the podcasting journey and know what I'm getting into and all of the hurdles and things of what I need to prepare, any potential sort of questions that I may have. I can just work it out through this newer podcast that I want to start, which is just kind of a sit down and chat. That is what I hope to do there. And I don't even know what track we got off on or which goal I was talking about, but yeah, that's the thing. Anyways, consistency, that's where I got off. Consistency in uploading Tuesday, Thursdays is what I'm gonna try to do. If nothing else, it'll be a post on a Tuesday or a Thursday. Yeah, that's my goals. Now let me show you guys some things that I'm going to be using to track and or plan for these goals, just kind of give you a means of my action and showing you guys tools that I'm going to be using and how really simple it is. The first thing that I would like to show you guys and what I'm probably going to be using the most to track some of my goals are the reading journal by Hannah from A Clockwork Reader. This is her reading journal, her first ever reading journal that she produced and that she put out online for everybody. And I actually got it, I think, the year after it was first shown to the world. But I haven't written in it at all, like at all. So this is gonna be a brand new to me journal, and I was like, what better year to start? I know that I've been reading consistently and I have had so much fun with the books that I have had, and I want to document my journey. Obviously, this is a documentary style-esque thing that I can use to look back on, but I'd rather not watch videos of myself. I'd much rather have it written down in a journal thing. So yeah, I'm gonna be using this, as well as I'm going to be using this journal with the tabs. It's so amazing, that I got from Target. I also have my laptop. Here this houses things like Notion and Excel, and potentially Goodreads. I actually have no idea what electronic means of tracking that I'm going to be using, but those three are the more stand out things. Because here's the thing, in Excel, because that's more of the outlier, that probably does not make sense. In Excel, I would like to track all of my books that I have read and the books that I have bought. That way, at the end of the year, it's not going to be used for anything other than, at the end of the year, I would like to see how much I bought, how much I read, and just like visualize for myself and quantify these things. I gotta be honest, this is more for financial purposes than anything else. Yes, I will be tracking books I have read, just because I want to know how much of a percentage of my overall reading the star ratings are, because I've seen Books and Lala do it, and she's very much into statistics. I am not a numbers girly. I don't do statistics. But I do think it would be interesting to quantify the percentages and have a real number of percentages of 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, and 1-star. And now listen, even if it's like a 4.75, it's still gonna be a 4. If it's 1.25, it's gonna be a 1. You know what I mean? So we're not rounding up or rounding down. Whatever is the beginning number is going to be that. Because again, this isn't about statistics. It's just a base overview of like, hey, if it has a 4 at the beginning, how much percentage of that was my reading year? Just because I want to see like what books hit. And then also I want it to be all of the books. I will list all of the books within the percentages, because then I'll be able to calculate for myself, like, okay, here's the genres I seem to like. Here are the authors, but why did I put that in there? And then I'll be able to think through, okay, say, for example, side by side, 2 mystery books. One is like 2.75. Not the best reading experience, but the other was a 5-star. What is the difference? Who were the authors? If they were the same author, what did I like about this book that I did not like about this one? If they were different authors, same questions. You know, what did I like? What did I not like? And figuring out my reading taste to the point where maybe I can, in the future, look at a book, look at the synopsis, look at the genre, and be like, I think I might like this because of this reason. Now, granted, synopses are not the best at giving you the overall reading experience. They're just never going to. The elevator pitch is never going to be the true experience or tour or whatever they're trying to give you, right? Product, whatever. But it is a very good indicator of what is going to be within it. And I can determine, okay, this may not give me the best reading experience. This might give me a better one. Let me choose that one. And then that rolls into the bigger aspect of percentages that I'm going to be using for the sake of finances, of like, okay, this this book may be worth it to spend money on. This book maybe not. Maybe go to the library instead. And, you know, I'm not going to say no to a reading experience that intrigues me. I'm just going to say no to, am I going to spend money on it, or am I going to get it from the library? And then also, do I have space for it? That's the other question as well. So I just want to, you know, find out and track and maybe get better at that. So that's Excel. Notion, honestly, for me, is just more, what are my reading goals, and just like typing it up on the homepage, and things involving posting schedules so I can have it electronically, and I could also have it in writing, which is, you know, which is this bad boy, this planner. Goodreads, I can take it or leave it. Quite frankly, I'm probably not going to be using a third site or any sort of like outlier site to track any of my reading, because one, I have a reading journal, and two, I have the Excel spreadsheet. I don't necessarily need to go into another site to be like, this is a book I want to read, this is a book I don't want to read. Quite frankly, I feel like, okay, I'm going to be very honest, please don't come for me. I feel like that is a waste of time for me, because what am I sitting down and doing? I'm just sitting down and saying, this book is worth my time, this book is not worth my time, these are all the books that I want to read, instead of just like going out and getting the books that I want to like or read, and just ignoring the other books that I don't like and don't want to read. And I'm just wasting precious time trying to set up a cute little thing that may be cute as like a graphic, or once it's set up, it may be useful, but I almost feel like it's just another tracker. I already have a tracker on Excel for the thing that I want and that I care about, which is more of the, is it worth it type of aspect, not the aesthetics of whatever could be for content or other things, or even just for myself. Like, I do like aesthetic stuff, but it has to be worth it to be, it has to be useful to be, and I'm sorry, but like a reading tracker is not worth it to me when I have a physical one right here that is quite simple and minimalistic. I don't need all of the categories. I don't need all of the statistics. In fact, that'll make it feel like a job for me. It'll make it feel like this is something I have to do, or that I'm checking off of a list or something like that. And I just don't want reading to be that for me. Like, I'm sorry, I personally just don't see the appeal. Plus, there's also seemingly a lot of controversy around all of these different things, because humans are involved in the making of these things, and the creators are saying things, or certain people are doing things, and it's kind of just like, I don't want to be with that drama, okay? True, do I like watching drama and TV series and all of this? Yes. Do I want it to be a reality of life for other people because it could lead to hurt feelings or whatever? No. So I just don't want to touch that. Like, plus, bro, when you, listen, don't mess with the bookish community. Don't get on that bad side. So like, I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Okay, anywho, yeah, so those are all the things that I hope to use to track. Those are all my goals. Sorry, we went off on a lot of tangents. Actually, sorry, not sorry. We went off on all of those tangents. Whatever I keep in is whatever I keep in, because I found it entertaining, because I have to entertain myself, because if I can't entertain myself, then what else can? Just kidding. I don't know. I just left it in because that's kind of the way my brain works, not because I find myself that entertaining, okay? I know I'm not. I said it took up some of my time, so therefore it's in the video, because like, what am I doing here with the raw footage being like, you have spoken for 42 minutes only to get 10 minutes of a video? Sorry, I'm keeping in some of the rambling. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching this video and for being the best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. And I will leave my social medias linked in the description box down below, as well as the link to my lifestyle channel if you guys want to be nosy and check out my 2025 vision board, Notion, all of the things. It'll be over there at some point, not right now, okay? I think the only thing that's going to be up there by this time is all of 2024. Well, and then the first video back is going to be the last days of December of 2024, so we're still there, you know. But anywho, I'll still leave all of that linked down below. Thank you guys so much for enduring whatever this is because of whatever this is, you know. Yeah. Feel free to leave a like on this video. Feel free to subscribe to the community. We would love having you here, and it's free of charge for all time. It's a great deal. Maybe take it if you want. No pressure. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.